Hello, everyone. Welcome to Hyde Park. Today, we have a special guest, Dr. Rana. He is leader of Centrist Party of Canada, and we will talk about the recent crisis, the current crisis, which is going on in political landscape of Canada, because Justin Trudeau, Prime Minister of Canada, he just resigned today, and he also left party leadership also. But he suspended the Parliament for I think for 1 month, prorogated the parliament, and he wanted to continue as a leader till the new leader is elected. But there is a lot of things are going on, and on 20th of January, new president of USA is also taking oath. So it will also have a very good effect, or that I would say it's an important effect on Canadian politics. It's a whether good or bad. We have to see. So we will talk about all the current issues with Dr. Rana. Dr. Rana, welcome to my show, Hyde Park. So,
Thank
Dr.
you
Rana,
so much.
what do you think about the overall scenario developing, emerging story and Canadian political landscape?
On Saturday, a couple of days ago, I had tweeted that I was studying, most of us were observing what will happen. So on Saturday, I said that Mr. Trudeau will resign tomorrow, which meant by Monday, because Sunday's off. So Monday morning, he announced that what he has announced that he has intention to step down from the leadership of the Liberal Party as well as from the Prime Minister, but they don't have the interim leader because he would like to continue till the new leader is elected. So
Yeah.
he will stay as a Prime Minister, and he will also stay as like he will be leader till the new leader is elected. So he also prorogued the parliament till March 24. So he decided to do this so that they have time to elect a new liberal leader, and because the parliament is now suspended, so there is no confidence against him. So that's what happened.
So why he suspended the parliament, prorogated? He could just resign, or he don't wanted to call a new fresh election. That's the reason for that one.
Right. So if he would not do anything, then when the parliament resumes on January 27, they will file a no confidence, which will be successful. The Liberal Party would be defeated. That will lead to the dissolving of parliament and new election. Right.
Mhm.
So if he resigned, and it will also automatically lead to the elections if he did not probe the parliament. So
Uh,
that's what they did.
that's the technical issue. So
Right.
he wanted to play their cards at their own time, instead of like dissolving the parliament or the new elections calling. Okay.
Right.
So what do you think about that? What will be the future of Canada after Trudeau, and what is the future of, because the all surveys or the opinions are saying that the Conservative Party is getting a majority, and like a landslide majority, especially after that this debacle of this Liberal government. So it will demoralize further Liberal or the progressive people. So what do you think about that situation?
Right. So, Justin Trudeau is the biggest name in the Liberal Party. It is a face of the Liberal Party. Once he leaves, it'll be very difficult to fill his shoes by a new person. So, new person will be there just to take the party into the election. So, this time the polls are suggesting that the Liberal will be losing, and the Conservative will gain a majority. But this gives them a time because he didn't want to take the party into election himself, because most of his MPs were of the opinion that he should step down, and he decided to do this relatively, like how can you say, like he decided to do this gracefully, that he leaves, he does not go into election, as compared to when you look in Ontario, when Kathleen Wynne was premier, She did not resign. She, conceded just before the election, which was also very bad. Also in 2015, Harper also took the party into the election, and they lost very badly. So that's he just decided to have a kind of exit for himself, and then a new person will come. There'll be change of the face, but I don't think that would make any huge difference.
Mhm. Okay, so although it was not part of our supposed to part of the discussion today, but the questions come into my mind. So, like the people were mounting that their MPs were mounting pressure on Trudeau, and he resigned. So, is there no any process within the party? So they bring a no confidence movement or call for a leadership change. There is any like just only informally or formally they are putting a pressure on that, and he just judged the situation that, oh, okay, this is the right time to resign me. Otherwise, there is no party policy or any constitution about the party that people can bring a no confidence movement against the within the party.
Right. The opposition parties had announced that they actually had no they had a no confidence motion several weeks ago put by the Conservative Party, which failed because NDP sided with Liberals.
Mhm.
And but now, if the Parliament was going on, then Bloc as well as NDP, they could bring the no confidence motion, and that would be definitely Liberal will be defeated and the election will be called. But be very that would be relatively more detrimental to Liberal, because they would not have a time to hold on to themselves. Now this gives them a little bit time
Mhm.
with the new face, and a little bit time to overcome their internal battles.
Okay, so who is responsible for all that mess? Like Liberal government was in government last 10 years. So, but every front, I always very vocal about that one. So, if you talk about the financial crisis, in a big mess, Canada. If you talk about the foreign policy, we are in a big mess. A big mess. The immigration policy, we are in a big mess. These are the three major components. Even the major divide is coming up in the society. So polarization is coming up. Extremism is coming up. Although Canada embraced the diversity and inclusiveness, they are talking about the inclusiveness, but the national as a Canadian nation, just like Canadian first, it is going into background, but the ethnic groups, the subculture groups, they are becoming more strong, and people are working to save their interest, their subgroups, not the Canadian. They're not working for the interest group. So, what do you think about that one? So, who's responsible for that?
Yeah, I think there were several things, as you mentioned. The cost of living crisis is the main thing. The price of even common commodities, which are need of every person, have gone up. That was the main thing. The crimes have gone up. The housing crisis have gone up, and the immigration was reckless. And there are some issues which are provincial. For example, housing and healthcare. These are provincial, but the opposition was able to campaign them against the federal government.
Mm.
So people were fed up on these issues. So that was main thing. The out of all these, the most important thing was the overspending. They have done so much overspending. The deficit was increasing, so that of course increases the cost of the living. The inflation goes high, so people were fed up, and so uh, they and then they could still continue, but Chrystia Freeland, she she
But she's
betrayed the
responsible
Justin Trudeau.
for.
Right, right. She was responsible for overspending, and I think Justin Trudeau did not have any oversight on this, because as a leader, I think you should have oversight over every department. You should be involved. You should be engaged, and you should be in control, and you should be working with the ministers so that especially these foreign policy and defense and finance. These are very important files. So I think Justin Trudeau was not was not overseeing this, and he had a very strong confidence and trust in Chrystia Freeland, and she betrayed him right on a time when he could not hold on to everything.
Dr. Rana, we are running short of time. So I have a last two questions for you. First of all, what do you think about the Canadian and American relationships after post-election Liberal government? When, of course, there's a new government is coming in USA, and after that, we are expecting that it will be elections here in Canada also in spring elections. So, and there would be a chances like as per surveys, Conservative will come. So, what do you think about what will happen into Canadian and American relationships?
I think the people are thinking that because we might have a conservative government which will work with new administration of U.S. Because they are Republican, the relation will be better. But my feeling is that Mr. Trump is he is for America. I don't think he cares whether there's a liberal government in Canada or a conservative government. He would negotiate everything very hard, and this is also his I think negotiating tactic that he's asking, that he's saying that he will put 25% tariffs. So the relationship all depends how the new government of Canada handles this.
Okay, so generally, if you see past elections, you I mentioned about that Kathleen win elections when. So there is a tendency. One is a conservative party, this is a right-wing party, and then liberal progressive are divided in liberal and NDP. So when there is a fall of liberals, there is a rise of NDP. But in this scenario, if you see that both are going down, liberal and NDP, there is no like people are shifting not from liberal to NDP, but they are going back to conservative. So where do you think your party, how you will position your party in that situation?
Canadians, in especially in last 2 decades, Canadians have seen that the Conservative Party has been very right wing in certain things, and then there are other right wing parties like Maxime Bernier's party, and the NDP and Liberal have also become left wing. So uh, a there is a regular Canadian. He feels homeless because Canadians are very moderate people. They're centrist people. They're not extremists. Our social fabric is a little bit different than US. So those people who don't want to support the political extremism, so they are supporter of our party and they will be voting for us. And our message is unity. Our message is working together. Our message is working for all Canadians, and we believe that all parties need to sit together and develop policies which are good for everyone.
Okay, great. Thank you very much, Mr. Rana, for your time, and hopefully how the situation is emerging. So we will talk to you soon again. So let's see how things are emerging into the Canadian political landscape, and hope for the best for the country.
Thank you for having me.
Okay, thank you very much.